In this video, we're going to look at vertical and horizontal lines. Here you can see an example of a vertical line, and here you can see an example of a horizontal line. Notice that on the vertical line, all the ordered pairs must have the same x-coordinate. In this example, they all have an x-coordinate of 2. And on a horizontal line, all the ordered pairs must have the same y-coordinate. In this example, all the ordered pairs have a y-coordinate of 5. So vertical lines have a fixed x-coordinate. In this example, x is equal to 2, and y can be any value. For a horizontal line, we have a fixed y-coordinate. In this case, y is equal to 5, and x can be any value. That actually makes these lines easier to work with, because once we know that fixed value for the x or for y, it's easy to construct a table of values to find ordered pairs and sketch the graph. And because one variable will have a fixed value and the other variable can be anything, the equation will only involve the variable with the fixed value. X equal 2 is the equation of this vertical line. There's no y in this equation because y is not dependent on x. For the horizontal line here, the equation will just be y is equal to 5 because x does not depend on y and can take any value at all. So we can recognize the equation of a vertical or a horizontal line because they will only have one variable. A vertical line will have x only, and a horizontal line will have y only. Let's look at a couple examples. In this first example, we're going to construct a table of values to sketch the graph of the line given by the equation x is equal to -6. This equation has the variable x, but no y. That means this is going to be a vertical line. And here, x is already isolated, so we know its fixed value has to be -6. Every ordered pair on this line will have an x-coordinate of -6, and y can be anything at all. So let's fill in this table with 3 ordered pairs, where the x-coordinate is -6, and the y-coordinate is anything we want. I'll use 0, 1, and 2. Here's -6, 0, -6, 1, and -6, 2. These points fall on a vertical line because they all have the same x-coordinate. Here's the graph of the line given by this equation. Let's look at another example. In this example, the equation is not as simple, but notice that we only have one variable, x. There is no y anywhere in this equation. So that tells us that this will be a vertical line. But we will have to isolate the variable x to determine the fixed value. So we'll start by adding 7 to both sides, and then we'll divide by 2. Adding 7 to both sides leaves us with 2x on the left, +6 on the right. And dividing by 2 on both sides, we're left with x is equal to 3. This is the fixed value for x. So the ordered pairs will have an x-coordinate of 3 and a y-coordinate of anything. So we'll plug in a value of 3 for x in each of these ordered pairs, and anything we want for y. I'll spread them out a little bit more this time to make them easier to graph. Here's the ordered pair, x equal to 3, y equal to -2. Then we have x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 1, and x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 4. Again, you can see that all 3 of these points fall on a vertical line. And here's the graph of the line. Now let's look at an example of a horizontal line. In this example, we have the equation y is equal to 3. There's no x in this equation, So we know this will be a horizontal line. And the variable is already isolated, so we know the fixed value of y is equal to 3. That means every ordered pair will have a y-coordinate of 3, and x can be anything. We'll make 3 ordered pairs by filling in a y value of 3 and any value we want for x. Now we'll plot these ordered pairs and sketch the line. And here's the graph of the line passing through our 3 ordered pairs. They all fall on a horizontal line because they all have the same y-coordinate of 3. So we get a horizontal line for the graph of this equation. Let's look at one last example where we have to solve for y first. In this example, we have an equation that has y only. There's no x in this equation, and that tells us that this is going to be a horizontal line. But we first have to isolate the variable to find the fixed value of y. We start by subtracting 1 from both sides, and now we divide by 4 on both sides to isolate y. And we're left with y is equal to negative 10 over 4, and dividing top and bottom by 2, this fraction simplifies to negative 5 over 2. So y is negative 5 over 2, and x can be anything at all. Negative 5 over 2 is negative 2.5, so we'll approximate that value on the y-axis. So here's x equal to negative 2, y equal to negative 5 halves, x equal to 0, y equal to negative 5 halves, and x equal to positive 2, y equal to negative 5 halves. These 3 points fall on a horizontal line because they all have the same y-coordinate.